Hey, how's it going? I'm Ryan Griz. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of your big day. We are very excited. And going into it, organization is key. And so our mobile app is a great way to keep us all on the same page. So I'm going to kind of go through everything, how this app works, and the best way to utilize it. This is for my iPhone, but of course you can access this on any kind of smartphone or tablet. So first off, let's jump right into it. Upon booking, you should have received a link to download the app specific to your event. And so when you open up the app, this is kind of what it looks like inside. So let's just take a look here. Edit event. Here you can change the event photo if you want maybe a personalized picture, an engagement photo. On the home screen, you can go ahead and make that change right there. You can add a host. This would typically be bridegroom, maybe a wedding planner, someone that you're okay with having full access to the app where they can make changes, they can delete things. So you can have multiple hosts should you choose. We'll back out of that and then switch over to the planning form. So if you open that up, you'll see we have a number of different questions. Things we'll need from you ahead of time, ceremony details, the microphone situation, cocktail hour, reception, those bridal party introductions where you can give us the order of the different people you need us to announce if that's something you want us to do. That's where that lives. Keep going down, you'll see just a number of questions. Lighting with the uplights, what color you want those lights to be. That personalized monogram, some of you may be reserving that. This is where you would go to find the template you'd like us to use. There's a link right there. And then finally our photo booth. So if you're reserving that, just a few questions regarding the photo strips and some of those details. Let's go back to the main portion of the app. Kind of where the meat of this is where it says music. So let's just go right there. Here you'll see a lot of pre-populated things you'll see at a wedding. Typically, not all of these obviously will pertain to you. If you see something that you're not going to be doing, that's fine. Let's say the cake, for instance. Maybe you want to remove that. No big deal. Just go over here to edit and then click on this gear icon, and then you can simply delete that and remove that from, and there it's gone. So that goes for really any of these sections, these blocks within the app. Now, if there's something you're not seeing on within these pre-populated boxes, you'd like to add something, maybe it's a dance with a step parent, you can actually add a section right here. You can also reorder, so if you need to move some of these things around, let's say I want to move the money dance right after the open dancing starts, then you can just kind of move that where you see fit. You can also go in and give everything a timestamp. So that's really nice. Let's say prelude music, which is typically 30 minutes before the wedding starts. Let's say it starts at 3:30, ceremony's at 4. You would click on this clock and then tell us the time. And then as you can see, there it is right there. And then you can go through pretty much all the major pieces of the night. You can give it a timestamp. So I guess the parents being seated, that would signify the start of the ceremony. So we would say, let's say 4 o'clock for that. And away you go. So you just kind of keep going down here and giving everything a timestamp. Now, if you have a wedding planner and they're taking care of that as far as the times, no need to worry about that here. You can simply skip that, and then we'll defer to your planner for those details. Otherwise, feel free to fill this out the best you can. If you do need help, we're more than happy to jump on a phone call, schedule a video chat, grab coffee, and we can kind of hash out some of these details, because a lot of people have questions with the timeline. Best way to maximize everything without rushing, without going too slow either. So we can definitely help you with that. These different boxes, you'll see that you have the blue box, a couple green boxes, and then a gray box. Basically what that means is, first off, with the blue boxes, that's where you would be able to add multiple songs to a particular section. So for prelude music, let's just go ahead and open that up. Here you can import from Spotify. You can go search YouTube, get some ideas with some of the things that we have to offer as well, some recommendations for prelude music. So this is really handy. Let's say you want to look at some of our recommendations. If you simply go to acoustic instrumental, you'll see various songs. You can go through here and say, okay, well, I kind of like this rendition of In My Life by the Beatles. We can maybe add Bruno Mars, and away you go. You'll back up, and then you'll notice that those two songs we just selected are within that prelude portion of the app. There's two songs right there. So don't feel like you have to pick out every single song to fill that that time frame. You can if you want. Knock yourself out. More power to you. But if that stresses you out to pick out a bunch of songs, no worries. We at least need a couple to give us somewhat of an idea of what you like, and then we'd fill in the missing pieces with songs very similar to your selections. And then the green boxes, those would be the individual songs that we would need from you ahead of time. So let's try this, for instance, with the processional for the bride. Once again, recommendations. Each box has recommendations, so that's a very handy tool. But let's say you know exactly what you want, and we're going to type in YouTube, search for Canon in D. Now this is a good example because, as you can see, there are a number of different versions of Canon in D. So that's one thing to be mindful of when you select a song. Make sure it's the exact version that you want us to play, because whatever is in the app, that's what we're going to go off of. So, and you can actually click on some of these boxes to sample the song ahead of time. So I would definitely do that, especially with these specific songs, so we get exactly what you want. So let's say after going through all these different versions, you'd select Canon in D major best version. You would simply add that, and then we will go back, and then there it is. So when you add a song to those green boxes, it'll show up in yellow. You can give it a note as well. So let's say you want the song to start 32 seconds in, then you can simply tell us that within this note section. And this goes for really any other kind of notes associated with a particular song. Maybe it's a dedication, a shout out to someone later on for dancing. That little notepad is where you would enter that in. So we talked about the blue boxes. As you can see, there are a couple different ones: cocktail hour, dinner music, and of course open dancing, which is where, and let's just go to open dancing. This is kind of cool. You can actually go in and take a look at some of the most requested dance songs. You can build your playlist. Let's even just go to top dance songs. So you can go in here and let's just say we want to add a couple here. and then you'll see them right there. If it's a song that you absolutely want played, it is at the very top of your list. You can mark it as a must play, and we'll definitely get that one in for you. Otherwise, we'll get to it if we can, kind of a thing. So those songs that you absolutely want, I would mark them as a must play. You'll see that gold crown above it. You can also, on the other side of it, you can mark songs as do not play. So you would need to add them first, and then let's say this Journey song you don't want, you can mark that as a don't play, and then that tells us to stay away from that song. And once again, you can add notes to any of these songs if you'd like to, so on and so forth. So let's back up. So we talked about the blue boxes, the individual songs for the green boxes, and then the gray boxes would be a situation where there wouldn't be a song associated with it. It's simply an activity. So, and again, you can, here at the bottom, you can add a section and really customize that to whatever you want to add to this list here. Also, you'll see at the bottom, you can send yourself a PDF. That's super handy. It'll give you a nice clean version of, and I would wait to do that before. Make sure you have all your songs in there for all the individual boxes. Make sure you have the things you don't want us to do removed, those timestamps on there, and then once it's all said and done, I would you can send yourself that PDF, and then again, it comes in a really nice format with everything clear and dry for you. Finally, the last part of this app, some people are all about this, other people not so much. So really just your preference, but you can invite your friends to collaborate on your playlist, mainly for open dancing is what people would open that up for. So you can text them, you can share a link on Facebook, and then what would happen is they would get that link, they would be able to download the app, they would see what we're seeing right now, and then when they go into music, they would be able to open up open dancing music. You can see where it says host only on some of these boxes, but for open dancing, you can see where it says public. So you can open that up, and then they would be able to add songs to this playlist. They can like a song. The more likes it gets, the higher it moves to the top. If you do not want that, you can simply go in here and on the gear icon, you would switch this over to private, and then hit save. And then as you can see, it says host only for open dancing. So really your call on that. If you'd like to invite people to be a part of this app, then that's kind of a fun thing to do. And then finally, you'll see where it says for this particular wedding, or I guess it's a fake one, but it has me as the DJ. If it is one of someone else from my team, it would have their name on there. And then you can also open that up. Here's where you can get in touch with us, call us, or text us directly. Links to Facebook, website. And that pretty much sums it up. One quick thing I wanted to mention in terms of, and I wanted to just really reiterate this, the version of songs is very important, so just be careful. Nature of YouTube, there are a million remixes and acoustical versions, so when you're selecting those specific songs for your first dance, for the ceremony, make sure it's the exact version you want, because what you select is what will go off of within the app. So some food for thought there. And once again, any questions, always reach out, always here to help. And I guess we'll plan on seeing you guys on the dance floor. Thank you.